Hi, this is Miss Mayer, and I want to show you a way to make your portfolio for our English 1301 class. So the first option that we're going to look at is Blogger, and you can really use any tool you want to make this. Another one that I would suggest you take a look at is Wix, but I'm going to show you in detail how you can use Blogger to make this portfolio and also how you can protect it because so much of your writing is private. So you'll just go to www.blogger.com and you'll sign in with your Gmail account. Whatever account you're using with Google will work. Now we're going to click New Blog, and we're going to give it a title. So call it whatever you want, and then right down here is where you type the address. All right, and you can see it says it's available. And then right here I can pick a theme. This doesn't really matter right now because I'm going to be able to change it later, and in fact I want you to change it. I don't want to see any default themes on your blogs because I want you to customize it for yourself and your work and make it look how you want it to look. So we'll click Create Blog. And now we see it in the list right here. The first thing we're going to do is control the settings on the blog. So we'll hit the down arrow here and go to Settings. And let's change the privacy. We're not going to have it be listed. We're not going to let search engines find it. And of course this is totally up to you. If you want this to be public, that is completely up to you. I'm just showing you how to make it private. If you want to leave it public, then feel free to do that. This is for college students only. If you're a high school student, a K-12 student, and you're watching this, you need to talk to your parents and your teachers and make sure that's okay, but for college students, this is up to you. So here, I'm guessing that you want to do only these readers. Now remember, when we do peer editing type stuff this next week, you will need to add readers here so that people will be able to log in and see it. You definitely want to add me. So if you will add me with my main Gmail address, that would be great. So I'll click Add Readers right down here, and here's my Gmail address. So I also typed in the other Gmail address I use for our class. I just hit Enter, and now I'll click Save Changes. Alright, so you can see up at the top here we have a notification that those people have been invited and the settings have been saved. So when I go to your blog, it's going to prompt me to log in. You're going to let me log in to see it, and anybody else you want to see it, and of course you can revoke those settings at any time you choose. Alright, so now let's learn how to get it set up and make a post. So I'm just going to click this New Post button right up here. And I'm going to start with the oldest paper that we worked on, so the very first one. And on this one, I'm not going to revise this paper. So let's say I made an A on this paper already. I don't need to revise it. I'm going to let you know that in my post title. Okay, so I'm going to say first essay, and then I'm going to type the name of the essay. And then I'm going to put not revised. So that lets me as your teacher know what I need to do with this. I'm going to skim back over it, remember what you wrote, but I'm not going to be looking at it super carefully for a lot of revisions. Now I'm going to go back over to my Google Docs, and I'm going to find that paper. And actually, since I don't have a paper in this Google Docs account, I'm just going to find some text that I can copy over there. So here's a document that I wrote some time ago, and I'm just going to copy all of the text of this document. I'm just sliding over it, and then I'm going to right click and copy, or else Control C or Command C on your keyboard. And now I'm going to go back over to this blog entry, and I'm going to right click and paste, or Control V on my keyboard. And you see it's very faithful at adding in the text exactly like I had it in my Google Doc. Your paper could be double spaced and have MLA formatting. You want to remove that for the blog post. You want to take this title, for example, and remember it goes right here. And so try to make it look like a blog. So get online and take a look at some blogs and see how they look, how they're formatted, because that's the style that we're trying to do here. So I'd also really like you to put a couple of pictures, at least a couple of pictures into each of your posts. And so I'll show you how to do that now. So I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to do a Google image search for a picture that goes along with my topic. So I did a search. I'm going to click image up at the top, and I'm going to look for large images. I don't want any small pixelated type stuff. A medium would probably work too, but I'm going to look for something large. And of course you're going to really take your time looking for something that's just right. Well, those of you guys who care about stuff like this will anyway. So I'm not going to though, because you don't want to sit and watch me look for pictures. So I'm just going to pick something. See, I can't even just pick something when I'm recording for you. Let's see, she looks lovely, doesn't she? So we would want to view that image full size. If we can, it's really very large. And then we'll right click, save image as. And I'm going to put this onto my desktop so that I can find it. Now I'll close that tab, return to my blog, and I'm going to put that picture in. So here's my picture button. I'm going to choose files, go to my desktop, find the picture. It says open down at the bottom right. I know you can't see that in your screen, it's cut off, but that's what it says down there. And I'll let it upload and click add selected. Then if I click the picture, I see options. So this is viewed at medium. Where do I want it to align, for example? Do I want to put a caption on it or change the properties? I can do all of that right here. I'm going to try left aligning it so my text will go out to the right, and maybe I'll put another picture down here and right align it. At any rate, you get the picture of how that should be. And you want to make this nice and readable, but look like a blog post. So you may put some white space in there. For example, this particular thing has bullet points, so I may go through and do something like that. All right, I'm going to save it as I go along. And then when I finish, I'll publish it. And let's take a look at it online. So I'll click View, and we'll get another tab opening, and I see what my post looks like there. So let's look for a minute at how to change the template. I've just clicked on template over on the left hand side, and there are lots of choices over here. So what I'd like you to do is you can pick one of these templates, but then I'd like you to customize it. So I really don't want this to be something that I'm going to recognize as a default from Blogger. So let me choose this one, and I'll click customize beneath it, and you can see all the different options that I can choose here. And then I can also choose these underneath here as sub options. So pick one that goes along with your style of writing, with who you are, that you like, that you think works. And then you can also change the background. You can even put in a picture if you want, put your own picture in. The more you customize, the more I'm going to appreciate your work. So I can tell you that for sure. I really am concerned about that, and will appreciate you making this look specific to you. All right, so let's apply this to the blog and go back to Blogger. Now we're going to go up to the Pages menu over here, and we're going to add some pages. So we're going to add a blank page, and I'm going to show you the different sections that I would like for you to have. So one of those pages I'd like for you to have is your self-evaluation. So on the self-evaluation page, I'd like for you to type a couple of paragraphs for me about how you learned, what you learned and how you grew in our class. So what you learned and how you grew in our class goes on the self-evaluation page. So I'm going to go ahead and save that page and publish it. And then I'd like you to make another page, and say, for example, I am, and put your name. So this will be some information about who you are. So you can tell things like your name, obviously, what you're going to major in, what your goals are. If you have any information about how you think you might use the information from this class later, that'd be great. But just some information about who you are so that I know when I read your blog. So let's go ahead and publish this one. And right up here, we need to change how these pages are shown, or else no one will be able to get to them. So top tabs means that they're going to show along the top of your blog. Side links means they show along to the right side according to this layout, as you can see in the picture. So let's go ahead and choose top tabs for our example, save, and let's view our blog. All right, so you can see here's our self-evaluation, here's our little biography, and here's our first essay. All right, let's go ahead and put in another essay so that we can see how to order the post. Okay, so let's do new post right up here. And now we'll do essay 2, and remember this is going to be the title, and then whether we revised or not. So let's say this one is revised. So let's talk about revising your essay. If you're going to revise an essay and I'm going to significantly give you more points on that, it's going to have to be very significantly revised. So if you're not going to really significantly revise it, then don't revise it at all. When I go back and read it, I want to see something that is basically new to me that I didn't see before. So there aren't very many of you guys, and I remember your work very well, and I want to see something new, something really different, something really better. So I'm going to take, Mauricio actually has given me permission to use his first paper that he wrote in class. Hopefully it's still in here. I don't see it, so let me find another default essay and we'll put it in there just as another example. Hold on just a second. All right, I found 101 things you can do the first 3 weeks of class. Lots of text. So let me try copying this text, and I'm just going to paste it over. So Command C or Control C, and then let me go back over to my blog entry and paste it in. All right, lots of nice text in there. So let's pretend this is our revised essay. So once again, we're just going to publish it. And let's go and view our blog. And here it is. So here's our essay 2. You can see it goes second. Let's pretend that we accidentally put our essay 2 in first and our essay 1 in second, and now they're in the wrong order. So how blog normally works is that the most recent thing is at the top. So we work our way back up to the present moment. But let's pretend that we didn't do that. So we need to fix that now. So we're going to go back to www.blogger.com. And now we're going to go back to our blog again, and we're going to change the order of the post. So here's our post tab right over here. And let's go and edit this post. And let's change the published on date. So this was published April 23rd at, it says 6:34 a.m. because it's set for Pacific Daylight Time. But let's change this and make it post afterwards. So let's make this post at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. so that it will show up at the top. All right, so let's do that. Done. And now this should push this post to the top depending on when our other one was posted. So let's go take a look. All right, now this one is back at the top again. So that's how you change the order of your post if they're not in the order you like. Now let's look at how to get your Animoto into your blog. So let's go back over to our blog list and do a new post. And we'll do Animoto and then the title. And you probably are not going to revise your Animoto, but if you got low points on that and you want to, you feel free to. All right, so we're going to go over to Animoto and log in. And And I'm going to go and look at my videos up here at the top. And I have lots of sample stuff in here. Let's see. All right, so I think I'll go to this one right here. And I want embed. So actions, embed. There are lots of different places you can see that link. That's just one. I'll hit copy code. Now I'm going to go back over to my blog and I'm going to toggle to HTML. So now this lets me paste in code. So I can Control V or right click paste. And let's go back over to the compose mode now and see the videos there. That's great. Now I'm going to make it be in the center, so you don't have to do this, but it's just a little extra thing if you want to. So before the code starts, I'm going to type less than, center, greater than, and at the end I'm going to type less than, / center, greater than. Now let me go back over to my compose mode again. You can see it's centered, and you'll want to type some kind of information about your Animoto up above. So some kind of introductory information, maybe how you felt when you made it, or I don't know, something about that Animoto. And now let's click publish, and let's go back to our blog and refresh, hopefully, and see our Animoto there. Let's try that again. Oh, it's showing up as our second entry because remember we messed with the times. So we'll have to go back to our blog and scroll down to see our Animoto. All right, so here's our Animoto, and you can see the text that we typed, and we can play it right here in the blog. So I'm fairly certain that you will have a lot more questions that I have not covered yet. Please feel free to ask those in the group. I'll be checking that for your questions this week. Next week, I would like to see your blog finished with all of the content in there. So we can work on any technical difficulties you come across. I can answer any questions you have. But next week, let's go ahead and get to that point where at least you've copied and pasted. Maybe you haven't revised all your essays. You know, maybe you still have some work to do on the content itself, but you've got it in there and it's in a structure. So again, please let me know if you need help, and I'll be checking that group and checking email. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.